ethnic groups. I mean, and a polygraph will prove that. People that have met me before, they'll know I'm not discriminating against anybody. And so, all I'm saying is, like, when you're interviewing these important groups and they have their message and they want their interests advanced and they want change and they want progress, you need to actually organize something that matches the population, that fits, that actually achieves victory, that actually organizes students into something that's parent approved. I mean, that's the key. It's like, the key really is, here's the key. It's like, have a message that parents will approve of. Because when you if you can have a message that the vast majority, 80+% of parents will agree with. If you can come up with a message that 80+% of parents agree with, that's victory. That's the answer. That's like, if you, everything that you're dreaming, that's how we would get somebody good in the White House, you know? And so, I think that the audience base of Democracy Now! Ought to question.
We're very happy to hear stories like that.
Let's not doubt Amy's good intentions, okay? Because I'm sure she's a great person. But has she achieved victory? How much time, you know? And it's like, it's almost like it's a concept I'm working on, but the concept is that when Democracy Now! Is like the flagship, basically, for the progressive movement, and what if the flagship is not interested in achieving victory, or if they're not able to achieve victory? Either way, it's like, it's very simple. All you have to do is create a message that the overwhelming majority of parents will agree with. And if you can do that, you get victory. But if you can't, basically the concept I'm working on is that I think the audience thinks that as long as people are getting interviewed and as long as things are covered, that's all that you need. But that's not all you need. You need the it's almost like it's a token gesture. It's the coverage happens and people think their story got covered. You know, they got their story across and that's the end of it. But it's not the end of it. You actually need this messages conveyed to translate into action, to translate into something organized, to translate into something popular. You need to be able to popularize what you're doing. So anyway, yeah, a lot of great ideas. So I met a lot of great people here today, and I hope that nobody's offended that I'm just speaking truthfully, off the top of my head and speculating. But at the same time, I'm sharing a lot of information. Oh, also, before I get off, it's important for the audience to understand that I've been working a long time on another issue in San Diego, and I have not really received any support in this. It's the slippery sidewalk. It's a public sidewalk across the street from City Hall, and San Diego City Hall and the NBC building. And it becomes slippery from rainwater. And I slid 18 feet on the 6 o'clock news, the local ABC affiliate, okay, 18 feet. And it's remarkable and noteworthy that out of the entire audience, nobody questioned what they were looking at. Everybody who saw it, if they recognized what they were looking at, they didn't dispute, they didn't question it being a hoax. They knew that's the way that it is. And when you think that you can have something that slippery that could cause a bashing pediatric head injury if it's neglected year after year. The point that I've been communicating to people here today is like, you could have a mom simply standing on the sidewalk, holding her baby. And if you can have a jogger or someone running to catch a trolley slide 10 feet, 20, 30 feet, okay, 30 feet. I've slid 28 feet, and this was 30 minutes after the rain stopped, okay? So realizing this, you could have somebody slide into a mother holding her baby. And when you realize that could cause a bashing pediatric head injury. And it's remarkable that out of all of the people in this community, I am the only active bystander. And I'm going to continue being an active bystander. I'm going to continue whistleblowing. I'm going to continue to follow the active bystander training so that I can call people out by name. And I can make sure that I grab their attention, and they might not have the courage to actually support me just yet, but I'm going to continue doing this until somebody medically qualified, specifically pediatricians, comment on this. And first of all, I would ask pediatricians whether it's true that perhaps 99% of local parents are completely unaware of the existence of these slippery sidewalks. You know, along with the pediatricians, I don't think that they know about it. But I guess with the audience viewing this vlog today, it's important for me to do outreach beyond San Diego. That's one of my main things to do here. Is like, I've been living and working and trying to reach these San Diegans for a long time, and for whatever reason, I'm being an active bystander, and no thanks. Nobody says thank you. Nobody. In fact, what's remarkable is the first video was over 7 years ago. The sidewalk is still slippery. I mean, if you're going to keep quiet about it, if you're going to keep silent about it, you've at least got to fix those rare few sidewalks. And it's not a big. Most sidewalks in this area are not a problem, but there are a rare few. I've discovered 7 different locations. Most of them are not sidewalks. Like half of them are like on private property that are like open to the public. You know, businesses open to the public. But it's just remarkable that, so I want the audience to understand, I want to do outreach to people in San Francisco, in New York, London. I want to meet people beyond San Diego, because the audience watching right now needs to understand that for whatever reason, nobody in San Diego is really acknowledging me. So anyway, we'll see. Maybe they're just overwhelmed. Maybe, you know, the information incoming is not something they comprehend too well, and they need time to think about it, or, you know, discuss it amongst each other. But anyway, so it's May 15th, 2017. I came to the Amy Goodman presentation for Democracy Now! And so I've made the effort, and I've communicated effectively enough so that I believe that I should have been met with thank you. I should have been met with a thank you from representatives of Democracy Now! And
Thank you very, very much.
so maybe they'll thank me later. Maybe it's just I didn't actually reach anybody representing Democracy Now! But we'll see. I mean, I was just hoping that today would be the day that this would be it. But anyway, thanks for listening, and there'll be more vlogs in the future. And again, as far as the Democracy Now! Audience, I want to work with you. And I would suggest that why not get an alternative Democracy Now! Why not get something that might prove more effective, or just an alternative way to articulate the same message. You could take the same message, you could interview the same people, but do it in a different way. And I would suggest that the audience might at least give me a try, and consider that I might actually be able to help you achieve everything you want. You know? So, thank you very much, and have a great day.
Election, re-election of Bill Clinton. More demands for the show after the election